I'm not gonna stay out here for long. Try to keep positive mindset. Couldn't really sleep. Not gonna lie to you. Um, I was trying to downplay it because sleep is sleep. It is what it is. And I thought it was just finally got some sleep. Maybe we good. Uh, Obviously not, big bro. I wouldn't even call it a nightmare or a vision. I thought it was just my subconscious trying to speak to me. But I wouldn't think like that at all. But I don't want to ostracize myself and try to demonize another part of me because even though it's not a positive part of me, it's still a part of me. I wouldn't call it an enemy or enemy. Sometimes I think the enemy is just the enemy, you know? And I was gonna say, oh, I woke up today, I think a demon talked to me, but I think it was just myself in a negative light. When we say we all have demons or the devil spoke to us, majority of the time it's just us in a different light, in a different subconscious mind trying to speak things that we haven't seen thoroughly. And I think my subconscious mind and my conscious mind has conjoined in a not a positive manner to the point where I wouldn't say I'm going through psychosis, but I start to see things that are not there. I would hate to be diagnosed with some mental illness because I see things that are not there. I just don't speak upon it. So I rather pretend to be sane and keep it cordial than be insane and then no one see what I say. You know, you get left astray and stuff like that. But no rhyming today. I promise. No elementary, no Dr. Seuss shit. None of that. I think I spoke to a demon, like the way it felt, because I thought it was just like a regular nightmare. You know how nightmares be, or you're running from somebody, but mine was so vivid. It didn't feel real. I just knew it was vivid. Uh, you know, Sometimes you don't want to stretch it out. Who wants to? Maybe it's just a nightmare. You don't want to just stretch out a nightmare and then make a whole video about it. So I woke up and I was still seeing things. I was making sure I was awake. I went to go wash my face and I was still seeing it. It was still beside me talking to me. Like, I don't know, movie shit. Like, it wasn't whispering. It was like full on loud. But it was so loud that I didn't want to say stop vocally, because then I was gonna look crazy. It was in my ear, telling me that whatever you do, you're still gonna be that person you were before you were set free. You're still gonna be that corny guy that overthinks everything. You're still gonna be that fucking nerd. It wasn't a bully. There was some truth to it. There was some truth to it. There was some truth to it. But honestly, it is to a point where yeah. But I'll be right back. I gotta go take out the trash. Alright, we're back. We're back. And back what I was saying. I don't want to look crazy, so I try to keep it calm, you know? But with that, it felt off-putting because I feel like I've been doing good for a little while. I haven't been, tweaking out, right? Haven't been seeing shit. People always try to self-soothe or why? Always a new dog when somebody move in, and it's a vicious dog that always barks. Like, he don't look friendly at all. He look intimidating. Hey, you got it. Tall lad dog. Dogs used to be companions with and shit. Sometimes they just... Well, you might fall. Alright, you're gonna put it on the ground, chat. Back to the bullshit. Yeah. I thought I was doing better, not gonna lie. But, being honest on the internet and telling your family seems kind of backwards, but not really that trustworthy. And the people you do tell, I'm not gonna lie, they tend to hold resentment towards you when you tell them that, and then they use it for every mistake that they so-called see fit. Well, I understand. It's just because it's how you are, man. It's how it is, Sometimes you be having episodes and shit like that. It's cool. And then they think they're being understanding, but they're being very demeaning, very condescending, So, I be trying to tell people I don't have any mental illnesses, bro. This is how my brain works, bro. The human brain works in different ways for everybody. So I wouldn't say I have an illness, bro. It's not an illness. It's not killing me. It's not hampering me from being a so-called pseudo-intelligent being, But I can fake my intelligence all I want, just like everybody else, right? We all only have a surface level of knowledge when it comes to everything, because the knowledge we gather over accumulated over years have been passed on to generation to make us smarter than the people before, but still have the same knowledge as they do to other things. It's like time traveling and trying to prove that you're from the future. It wouldn't work because you only have a surface level of knowledge of anything, Imagine trying to explain calculus to a freaking goddamn 1700 being, and you wouldn't even know how to apply it to your daily life. You wouldn't know the roots of applying calculus to it, or how to apply it in a correct manner. You already know. You don't know the intricate details of it. We only know so much. We only know the surface level of things. So I think people think they're smarter than you are because they know fucking big words and I recognize patterns. No, you're still a dumbass. You're still a dumbass. I recognize patterns. And they start to use, stemming words. They use sting words. Now when it comes to insulting, it's always a manipulating or a narcissist or a pathological liar, but they don't know the full meaning of those. They just throw it around to make them seem smarter than it is. They know a couple words, and then they start to think they're a fucking genius level. And then they'll backtrack when you call them, I never said I was a genius. I never said I was smart. I just see things, It's fucking, you're a dickhead, Birdie. But, yeah. I didn't come on here to be negative or rant. I came on here to say that I'm still doing good no matter what my mind tells me I see or hear, you know. But I say I'm just put it in the music, you know. I don't want my shit to be strictly auto-tune, but I say I'll just put it in the music. I used to be a funny guy. Still am, but some people say the most funniest person you meet are the most tormented. I don't think so. I'm not that tormented. And maybe I'm just not that funny. But nobody truly knows me. They only know a part of me that I show. That's why they call everybody two-faced. And if you believe in that sign shit, I was gonna say fuck you, but nah, hey, do you King? Do you King if you believe in signs and magical numbers like 7 and shit like that? Cause we all have a right to believe the things we want to believe, you know? And who am I to discredit your beliefs? Just like who are you to discredit mine, right? I try to keep a nice ongoing balance between spiritual and scientific matter, you know? Because it's always a correlation between those two, you know? You can't speak logical for everything that's unexplained, and you can't speak spiritual for things that are explained. So it's good to keep a nice bearings of the two, you know. But anyway, it was a small video. It's pretty cold today, so better go, you know, more job hunting. I want to have at least 4 jobs, you know, just to stack up the pay. You know, in this world, you can't save money to get rich, bro. It's capitalism, bro. Either you're scamming, you're selling, or you're doing both. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you're doing it lawfully or illegally. You know, you're doing lawfully or unlawfully, legally or illegally. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you gotta get that bag. Money is the root of all evil, but it's the one thing that makes the world go around. So if you want to spread positivity, you got to use negative things to get your point across, right? Especially with me. I can start saying negative shit or making negative rap, and my attention will get way further than what it was right now, but I'm not doing that. So I'll catch you on the flip side. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and don't forget to pray.